Hello everyone. Today's Thursday, April 16th, and we're all at home safely. I hope everyone watching or listening to me is doing well today, and that your spirits are positive, that you're happy, that you're content, that you're using your time just to rediscover yourself, to be with yourself, to take care of your loved ones and your friends, calling people when you think of them, reaching out in the ways you can reach out safely, but just remembering people. I especially am thinking today about people in our society who are not protected, who are not being taken care of, who are unable to take care of themselves. That includes the people that we have imprisoned, and that includes the immigrant population who are being detained in jails and prisons. There are people who are totally helpless right now, and many of them are certainly at a very high risk of getting this virus. And I know there are families worried about their loved ones and they don't know what's going on. There are people who are homeless. So instead of thinking about just ourselves, this is a good time to really move our good intentions, to move our good thoughts out to others. And there are so many that there's really it can be overwhelming. So don't let it overwhelm you. Be grateful for your good fortune. Be grateful for the happiness, the contentment that you have. But also be aware of all the people who are not in the situation that so many of us are in. So many aren't in their own homes. They aren't in their own with their families. They aren't in their own communities. And there's a lot of fear. So we can choose not to contribute to the fear, but we can also choose to be grateful for everything that we have and be thinking, praying for, and sending our good wishes, our goodwill, our metta to the people who have to rely on others to care for them and have to be away from their loved ones during this really difficult time. Things are getting better, it seems, in this country, but this is also a time for us to remember patience. In Pali, it's khanti, and it's one of the 10 perfections that we call the last 10 of the qualities that the Buddha had to develop and be filled with before he could actually go from being a bodhisattva to being a Buddha. And patience is one of those. So this is a wonderful time to practice patience. If you're antsy to get outside more, or if you want to get back to work, if you think you'll be okay, we have to think about others. This is absolutely a time that we have to be more concerned for the health and the vulnerability of others instead of our own desires to be moving, to be out, to be back to normal. We aren't going back to the same normal that we left with. So now is a time to practice the qualities of patience and the determination, which is another quality. And this is determination to see it through, and to see it through with our heads held high, and to see it through with love and metta, and practicing those qualities that we're all here to learn and to develop, to understand more deeply. This is certainly a time for us to understand a lot of the qualities that we are trying to develop in our lives. This is a good time to see what that really means and how deep they need to go. They need to be with us when times are tough, not just when things are going well. And vice versa. They need to be with us when times are good and not just when things are falling apart. So let's sit together. So close your eyes gently. Just close them very gently. And just focus on your breath. Let's begin with a few deep breaths in and out. Remember you're breathing, deeper breathing during this time of stress. So easy to get caught up in shallow breathing because we're tense, we're upset, maybe if we're living with a lot of people or if we're watching too much news. We may need more breathing deeply. But we don't want to hyperventilate, so let your breathing now go from those deep breaths back to a more normal breath. Only do allow yourself to breathe more down into your belly. Put your hand on your belly and feel that rising motion when you inhale, and your belly contracting when you exhale, pushing the air out all the way from your belly. Keep relaxing. And just be aware that right now, for this next, say, 20 minutes, we can let everything go except the present moment. And if we stay with our breath, it brings us back to the present moment. Just give yourself permission to stay in the present moment. Let go of the past. Let go of the future. Feel yourself grounded in your body, centered. Just keep breathing until you get that feeling that you're all present. Let's begin today with that metta, loving kindness or goodwill practice. We begin by sending these wishes, good wishes and blessings to ourselves, and gradually we extend out further and further. But we have to be able to experience these good wishes for ourselves before we can really understand what other beings need, what they want, and how it feels. So when we can know it for ourselves, we can totally, deeply be able to extend it out to others. So may I be well. May I feel safe. May I be content, easily satisfied. And may I be at peace. Now extend out to those beings, human beings, and perhaps our pets, who are the closest to us. Start with all of the people living with you, the people or your animals. Then extend out to other places where your loved ones where your loved ones and your close friends are staying. Think of these people you feel most connected to. Could be your family members, your extended family of friends, people you think of no matter how far away they may live. We recognize our connections with them. For everyone else in the world, we just haven't recognized our familial connections with them yet. May all of my loved ones be well. May they feel safe. May they be content. May they be patient. May they be at peace. See their faces. Now extend your thoughts out to a larger group of people you feel connected to. It may be a club you're in or an organization you're active with. It may be your Sangha. Maybe the members of your church or your temple or your synagogue or your mosque. It may be a neighborhood group that gives you your sense of connection. We know in each of these larger groups there are people we feel very close to. There are people we recognize and have an acquaintance with, but don't really consider them day-to-day friends. There may be people we really don't care for. Excuse me. It's allergies, nothing more. Some of the people in these larger groups may be your difficult people. Maybe they hold different opinions from you. Maybe they don't seem to be as friendly as you'd like them to be, or they seem too friendly. But these are all people who are in a group that you do feel a connection to. So we can see this is just like a family. They're people we love to be with, love to see all the time, love to talk to. And then there are those people that we accept as family members, but we don't get to see them very often. We have different opinions. We may not even like the same music or sports or whatever kinds of things we could be talking about if all else failed. But they're part of that group. They're part of our family. So they're part of that group we have that tight connection to. The same's true with organizations we belong to. So we can see that whole grouping of human beings, even in the groups that we belong to online, or groups that we belong to but not actively involved in. We see everyone, strangers, difficult people, people we feel close to, and people we love. May all the people in this group be well, be safe, be content. May they all be at peace. Now move out to all of the people who I spoke about earlier, people that most of us probably don't even know. Think of the immigrant detainees who are in our jails and prisons just waiting. Most of them haven't done anything wrong. Waiting, but being exposed every minute of every day to the crowded conditions and all of the difficulties our detainment centers all over this country, all over the world are facing. Think of the prisoners who are also in these same institutions. Be aware of the fear, just from being in such close quarters without the protection they need, and without their loved ones. The fear they have for their own families. Breathe. And send out the same thoughts of goodwill, of these blessings that recognize our connection to all living beings. May all of the human beings who are institutionalized and being detained and being forced to be away from their families and loved ones, may they all be well. May they be able to feel safe. May they be able to work from minute to minute with their situation so they can remain calm and at peace. May they be able to be with themselves and to be with their spiritual practices, even in these most fearful places. And may their families be free from fear and worry and anxiety, and may they be safe. And may all the human beings without places to live, without adequate shelter at all, may they all be protected. May they be free from fear and worry and anxiety. May they be able to find shelter and food and water, clean water. Now just allow your hearts to keep opening. Don't tighten up if you're feeling sadness or feeling pity for these people. Feel compassion for them. Think about what they need based on what you know you would need in these situations. There may be something you can do. There may be prayers you can send. You can sit with them in your thoughts and practice. Every day, practice loving kindness towards them, thinking of them. And do what you can from your point of being at home and unable to be out. But don't let it close your hearts. Keep your hearts open and keep sending these good thoughts, these thoughts of kindness and compassion out. Keep breathing, send them out further now, all over the world, all over this system, this world system, to all living beings, human and non-human, beings we can see and beings invisible to us, beings being born and to the beings dying. Let your thoughts for a second be with beings dying right now. If they are dying away from their loved ones, away from their families, send loving kindness to them as they are passing. Send good thoughts that their last moments can be calm and peaceful, free from fear. Imagine holding hands with someone who's a stranger to you, but may be close to death in a hospital right now or at home. And just that human touch may be enough to help that person be calm and peaceful. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering, free from fear, anxiety and worry, free from hunger and thirst, free from the dangers from weather and climate change. May all beings be able to care for themselves, or may they be well taken care of, if not. And may all beings know peace. Now let's just sit together, breathing together. Let your thoughts just come and go. But keep your focus, keep your attention on your breath. Be aware of the inhale and the exhale. May peace be with you. May you be well. May you be content, filled with gratitude. May you be at peace. Thank you so much for letting me come into your home and be with you. This means as much to me as it does to any of you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.